the first data point that we looked at with the organization with work and people analytics data, which was swiftly gathered, is where do we work? And this is fairly astonishing when you talk about an organization that's trying to promote learning and a leadership team that's trying to move all of their knowledge and their capabilities about how the organization works and what it's valued and what it values to everyone else in the organization. Everyone's working in their siloed areas, in their offices, in their fixed places. They're not moving around. And if you saw how the organization worked, you would be able to see that they are all very boxed up in private offices. Now, we're not here to suggest that workplace strategy is the answer to everything, but in this particular case, it played a big part in how the organization was going to be able to succeed. Then we looked at their work priorities. And while they're doing sharing knowledge and skills and coaching, and they're trying to acquire knowledge, what they aren't doing is prioritizing this. The light blue indicates that, yeah, we're doing this, but we really don't think it's a high priority. And that's critically important because across all different demographics, whether it was executive teams, management teams, staff levels, this was very similar. And the reason that we found out very swiftly, why is this not important? It's because they said that the culture of that organization was not a learning culture. In fact, they thought when they were sharing knowledge or skills or coaching each other, they were causing noise, friction, and disturbing other people in the organization. This was a tremendous eye-opener for the executive team. Finally, the third data point among several data points that I'm sharing here is how was that leadership team working and what did they do? And we can see here what their capital is at play in the organization. Highly productive capital, but very little innovative and especially intellectual and social capital. And these were the things that the leaders in this organization really wanted to focus on, was how to share knowledge, how to share skills, to listen to the next level of leaders and to interact with them to show them the way. They clearly were not doing this. And quite frankly, when they saw this and saw how they were working as a team, it immediately cemented in them the decision-making process about changing how they needed to work in the organization. And here's the solutions that came out of assessing these behaviors. They knew they needed to change the organizational structure, make it much less hierarchical, make it much more interactive and integrated. They knew that they needed training on how to communicate, and that was primarily to be able to tell everyone, it's good to communicate, we need to work together, we need to work as teams. And the third thing, as I mentioned earlier, is they implemented a workplace strategy. And let me talk about that for a second when we talk about the money. The behaviors data revealed to them that they had over in the coming decade, $10 million of savings staring them in the face if they changed the behaviors specifically related to their work activities that they were doing. And when they saw that they had that, it was nothing for them to say, let's spend $3 million on completely renovating and changing our workplace so that it facilitates how everyone works within the organization.